We are watching Lou Dobbs Tonight, October 6, 2008.
Many tougher ones. I will say one moment when he was grilled was when Dennis Kucinich, the congressman from Ohio, asked him pointedly about a conference call in just days before Lehman's collapse, where investors were told the company didn't need any capital. And Kucinich asked him, did you mislead your investors? He denied that he had, but that was about the toughest it got for Mr. Fuld today.
Yeah, why would that be, Brian? I mean, why even go through this?
It's hard to say. This gentleman knows a lot about the financial world, and so you got the sense that on the intellectual level, he might have known more than these congressmen did, but it doesn't mean you can't ask him tough questions. They certainly could have, asked him some very pointed questions
By the way, Brian,
about just what led up to the collapse.
I don't think we should perpetuate one myth, and that is the master of the universe nonsense. His IQ does not rank sufficiently high to have saved his company. By the way, you're talking about the hundreds of millions. He made about $500 million in compensation over about a 15-year period. And we should point out one other thing, Brian, and it's really interesting that this committee today failed to discuss this, because Fuld said straightforwardly that their compensation committee was aligning the interest of the management with the shareholders. Let's be very clear. The 5 largest Wall Street firms in 2007 lost $75 billion of their shareholders' money. $75 billion. Those 5 firms paid themselves $39 billion in bonuses, and that's the kind of question we get from a congressional committee? Give me a break. Are the American people ever going to get any representation in that screwball town? I mean, it's embarrassing.
It certainly could have been tougher today, Lou. There's no doubt about it. They should have really, at least raised their emotion level a little bit. I think when you see the way the administration has been grilled on some other issues like Abu Ghraib and things like that, you know that these people have it in them to really, start to point fingers and yell. We've seen it before. This is a situation where tens of millions, hundreds of millions of Americans were affected by these actions. Mr. Fuld walked away, maybe not feeling that he'd been grilled quite as hard as he could have been.
Well, the congressional leadership of this Congress, I mean, first of all, going along with this nonsensical Wall Street bailout, then to put up this, I don't know what we're looking at on the screen there, but let me say that to put him up there, to look at a bailout that had the effect that it has had so far on Wall Street, it's about time some people started questioning that Treasury Secretary, this president, the leadership perhaps of this Congress, maybe Nancy Pelosi and Harry Reid. It's time for them to be questioned by a committee, because what they're doing is completely absurd and ineffective. And for the President of the United States to stand up today and talk about this is going to take time, be patient. This is about as much nonsense as any people should have to tolerate from their supposed leaders. I digress. Thank you very much, Brian.